everyone, Shervie Yvette here, and I am going to answer a question that I am asked quite often that's going to kick off a series that I have been promising. So I'm always asked, why do I homeschool? So it's quite simple for me. I homeschool because my daughter asked me continuously over and over and over again to be homeschooled. The idea of homeschool was not a foreign idea to her because ever since we moved into this house, maybe after she turned a year old, I did what we call summer homeschool. So for those of you who don't know me or you're new to the channel, welcome, click subscribe, and don't forget to like this video. But you may not know that I am a full-time educator by profession. I have been a teacher for just about 14 years in the public school sector. So the idea of homeschool was not a foreign idea to Ailani. She would sit down each summer and do what I like to call summer homeschool and just learn, because I always noticed that she was into learning, number one, and could handle sitting down doing certain lessons. So she would do summer homeschool throughout her life since she was like a wee bitty toddler. So the idea of homeschool wasn't foreign to her. So she is a gymnast. If you follow her on Instagram, you could do that two ways at Little Gymnast A or Gymnast Who Love God. So she has been doing gymnastics since she was about 5.5 years old, and her coaches noticed in her a keen ability to be able to do the sport really well. So they began to talk to her first about joining their full-time homeschool program. So she came home to me and she kept saying, Mom, I want to do the homeschool. I want to do it full-time. And I'm like, no, not going to happen. I can't quit my job. Like, no. So then her coaches began to talk to me about it. Like, we would like to invite Ailani to do our full-time homeschool gymnastics program. We think that she would take off. Her ability and her skill level will begin to soar if she was a part of this program. So I'm like, okay, that's all nice, but who is going to do this? Like, I can't quit my job. Like, how am I going to homeschool her and teach, all of my other 5th grade babies? How am I going to homeschool and teach all my 5th grade babies, homeschool and teach at the same time? Because I knew that quitting my job right now is not an option for me. So, Ailani, again, she asked me that whole 4th grade year. And I'm like, not gonna happen. No, actually, she started asking me the end of her 3rd grade year, then the 4th grade year, and then I started to feel bad. And I'm like, who am I to deny her this opportunity? Who am I to do that, without even praying and seeking God about it, just flat out saying no and not entertaining the idea of her being a part of such a program. So I'm like, who am I to deny her of this? So I began to pray, seek God about it, talk to my husband and her father about it, just to kind of see where we all were at. And then Ailani left the public school sector after her 4th grade year of elementary school. Now, we do not homeschool because we don't like the public school system, because we don't. I hear a lot of people, when they find out that I homeschool, they always say they want to homeschool their kids because something bad happened in the public school system. Which, look, I get it. I'm both a parent and I teach in the public education system. So I get that bad things happen and not every child's experience is positive. But the reason we homeschool is solely because my daughter is a gymnast and she wants to pursue it full time. And this is the decision that she made for her life. Okay? So that is the reason why we choose to homeschool. So will Ailani ever go back to public school? That will be totally up to her. We have had conversations about her wanting to experience what it's like to be in middle school, but I'm like, you're not really missing anything. I didn't enjoy middle school at all. But if you want to go and try middle school, go try middle school. So Ailani will probably enter, if this continues to be an idea of her that she wants to try middle school, then she can go back in school. But Ailani did exit the public school sector after her 4th grade year. I decided to stop denying her and just pray and seek God about how I'm going to both homeschool her and teach my 5th grade babies. Homeschool her and teach my 5th grade babies. And if you've watched the channel or other videos on my channel recently, I now have literally another baby. So I'm doing this all all of all of it, all of it. So I am Mrs. Mommy because technically Ailani is chronologically a sixth grader, although she's tested since she was 4, a year and a half above her age level, and she's continued to perform educationally, academically, far below, above a sixth grade level. But chronologically, for the sake of knowing, Ailani is a middle schooler, and now I have a 2.5 month year old, and I have to go back to work. And I gotta go back to work. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry on this video. I will not cry about that. So I do have to go back to work on January 2nd. So Mrs. Mommy of a sixth grader, mommy to a 2.5 month year old, and then Mrs. Wilkins to my fifth grade babies here in New Jersey in a public school sector. So we homeschool not for any bad reason. I can see the benefits of both homeschooling and public school because I'm on both sides of the fence. So that is the reason that we choose the homeschool. And I hope that you will be along for this journey as I unveil and begin to answer a lot of the questions that I get as a homeschooling mama and as an educator. So click like on this video and subscribe if you are interested in topics of education on both homeschooling and the public school sector. And if you have any questions with regards to homeschooling, please comment down below or follow me on Instagram at Original Cherie Yvette, or you can like my Best of Me Facebook page and you can ask questions there. And as this series continues to unfold, maybe I can answer some of those homeschooling questions for you. But you have to keep in mind that the homeschool rules are different from state to state. We live in New Jersey, and New Jersey is like a free-for-all for anybody who wants to homeschool. So there are little regulations, but I will try to the best of my ability to answer any of your homeschooling questions with regards to your children, or if you just have them rumbling around in your head, maybe you're not a parent and you're curious about homeschoolers. I will try my best to answer any of your questions. Or if you need tips or tricks or teacher tidbits, as I like to call them, to help your child be successful in school, please comment down below or find me on any of those social media platforms, which you can find down in the description, as well as my email and mailing address, and I will try to incorporate them into this series. So thanks for watching, and yeah, that's the reason why we homeschool. If you are interested in Ailani's perspective of homeschooling, tune into this series because she's going to tell you why she homeschools. Okay, you have mom's perspective. Next, you're going to hear Ailani tell you all why she chooses to be a homeschooler. Okay, and that's it. I'll be here. I'll be here trying to figure it all out.